Hey dolls! So as you can see from my title, this is the perfect palette tag. When I first started doing YouTube tags, I didn't have that many palettes, and I really wanted to do one because that was one of the tags that was going around everywhere. So I thought I would now do it now that I have a good amount of palettes to kind of go through. So I believe I added 2 more questions onto the list because I thought that they would be kind of relevant. So I've got 12 questions, so I believe there's usually only 10, so I've got 12. So let's get to it. So the first question is, which palette has the best packaging? Now I couldn't choose one because some of them have just got the best packaging, so I've chosen 2, and one's drugstore and one's high end, so it kind of gives you a rough idea. So the first one is the Balm California driving license face palette, and it just looks like this. I think this is just an amazing concept. Most of the Balm products have like perfect packaging. They are so cool. I love the pinup girls on them. They just look so retro and amazing. And inside, obviously, you've got the big mirror, and this is a great face palette. I mean, you've got blush, 2 shadows and a highlight, though these can be like used for everything. So you can use this as liner, as a shadow, as brow powder, and this one can be used as a shadow as well, though I don't think I'd wear a pink shadow. But yes, I absolutely love the packaging. I mean, just look at it, it does look like a driving license. It's amazing. And the second for question 1 is a drugstore brand. This is from I Heart Makeup or I Love Makeup. It's really hard because it's actually a heart. And this is the I Heart Chocolate palette, and it looks like a chocolate bar melting at the end. I absolutely love this, even though it's kind of cheaply looking. And this is a huge dupe to the Too Faced chocolate bar palette. If I can get in. And it has all like cool names. Not that they're anything to do with chocolate, but yes, they've got some cool names, and it just looks like this. Obviously, massive mirror, and it literally looks like, or the shadows are pretty identical to the Too Faced chocolate bar palette. But yes, I absolutely love the fact it looks like a chocolate bar. So question 2, the best colour payoff. Now for me, without a doubt, it's the Narsissit Dual Intensity palette, and it's just this kind of mirrored packaging, which just says Narsissit, and inside is a massive mirror and these beautiful shadows. They're 8 shadows, and these are the dry and water shadows, so they are this colour when they are dry, and when you wet them they become phenomenal. They are amazing. I do have a blog post on them with swatches so you can see the difference, but my favourite is this shade. It's just amazing, and it's called Himalaya, I think. But I absolutely love that shade. This is an amazing palette, and it comes with a brush as well, so that's always good. So that is the best colour payoff, and they are so vibrant and they last all day. Wet or dry, it doesn't really matter, but they last all day. They're amazing. Question 3, the most versatile palette. Now for me, the most versatile palette is my Naked 2 palette, because it comes with a couple of matte shades, not many, but you can make kind of a night look with this, day look, basic look, smoky eyes. I absolutely love this. I think it's so versatile and amazing. I mean, just look at all those shades, if you've probably seen it before, but I think this palette is just so versatile, and I love kind of the golden shades as well, so it's just perfect. So question 4, best for travel. So my palette for best for travel is the Benefit Peak Bright Eyes, which just looks like this. The reason is, I was going to put the Urban Decay On The Run palette, though I've now decanted it all into a Z palette, so that's kind of my best for travel. But I think for palettes, as a normal buy them as palettes. I think this is a perfect one, especially for the eyes, because it has everything you need. You don't need to take any other shadows. It comes with the Bright Eye cream, which I never use. I don't really like it, but you can pop it out. And I've got another one of these little pots from another set that I could put in there if it fits. But it comes with 3 shadows. One is a kind of semi-matte shimmer and then 2 shimmer, and they make your eyes look amazing. I absolutely love this palette. It is one of my favourite eyeshadow palettes of all time. It comes with like two brushes. One's a concealer brush and the other one is a liner and contour brush. But I absolutely love this palette. It's so versatile and makes your eyes look amazing. You can go for a basic nude eye to a glamorous eye, just seconds, and it's so nice, especially when you're on holiday, because you don't wear makeup all the time, or I personally don't, but when I go out this is a great palette to have because it just makes your eyes look bigger and wider and brighter and amazing. So now at question 5, my biggest regret. Now this palette, even though I have used this and I do sort of like it, but it is my biggest regret. Now this is the MAC Amberlux Velux Pearl Fusion Shadow thing, and it just looks like this. This I was never ever supposed to have, but they gave me the wrong thing. I was after the shadow and they just gave me this, and when I got home, I was after a blush, but when I got home I realised it was this, and I was really annoyed, angry and disappointed. But I have used this, but it's something I would never, like some of the colours in here, especially that orange shade, which is actually pretty much all glitter. There's slight colour, but it's pretty much glitter. I don't really use. I mean, a couple of the bronzes and the golds I would, but like the lightest shade I wouldn't necessarily use. I was just a bit disappointed in it, and so it's kind of my biggest regret. Moving on. Best colour names. Now I couldn't choose between 2, so I have again a high-end and a drugstore brand. So my high-end is the Tartelette palette. Now if you love matte shadows, this is like the perfect matte shadow palette for you, but they just look like this. They are so beautiful. I'm covering the mirror up. They're so beautiful, and they have like 3 kind of colour tiers. So you have like lights to browns, pinks to purples, and like lights to black. And they have some really nice names, like you've got Supermum, Power Player, Best Friend. Like they are just so cool and amazing. And I think they're just, I love names, like eyeshadow names that are just so crazy, because when you talk about them, everyone's like, what? So yes, those names I absolutely love. And the second is the Sleek palette, and this is the Snapshots palette, which I'm absolutely loving at the moment. You might have seen this in a tutorial before this video to get this eye makeup look, because I'm kind of filming afterwards. But yes, I'm loving this palette. And the shadows, I mean, the shadows for one thing, look at them, they are amazing. I really want the Urban Decay Electric palette, but this is a good dupe-ish to it. It's got a bunch of other colours as well, and if you get the Candy palette, they just kind of would make up a electric palette. So these have shadow names like Summer Breeze, Lotus Flower, Green Iguana, Purple Haze, Tequila Sunrise. I just think they are amazing. I'm trying to show you, probably can't see the names, but they are so cool, and I think they really do the palette justice with those names. So I think those names are great. So my least used palette will have to be the e.l.f. palette. This I got when I went to San Francisco, and they were doing the Disney sets, the Disney princess sets, no, the Disney villains sets. So I got the Ursula palette, which I have over there, which is actually empty, there's nothing in it, but I took everything out of it. And this is the eyeshadow palette that it came with, and They have some really nice names like Coral, Sea Witch, Shell, Bewitched, Triton and Kiss the Girl, and they are so beautiful, the shadows in there. I absolutely love these two at the end. These are shimmers, and these three are mattes, and this one's a semi-shimmer. Not as shimmery as the other two, but they're so beautiful, and I have not yet used them in a look, and I've had this for, it's 2 years now, and I haven't used this at all, but it's so beautiful. I just really need to start using it. So yes, that's my least used palette. So my most used palette is my Naked 3 palette. Now this one is my very first high-end eyeshadow palette. I know. This is actually the first, what kind of started me to get like more high-end palettes and kind of got me into eyeshadow palettes. So yeah, that's kind of why I've now got like loads, but I did get loads of sleek ones, but this is literally my first high-end palette, and I absolutely love this. And I've just got it all on my hands. So these are pink hued eyeshadows, so they are darks, mediums and lights, and they're all pinky toned. You've got some mattes in there, and I mainly use the top half, like so the lightest colours. Occasionally I'll use the darker colours, but I absolutely love this palette, and when I first got it I used it non-stop, and then I started to use it less and less as I've got a lot more palettes, but I still come back to this one because it is literally my baby. So yes, absolutely love that. That one's my most used, most everything. So my most loved palette, believe it or not, is different to that one, even though I said I love it's like my most loved one. But this one, since I got it in the sale, in the Christmas sale, and this is the Smashbox On The Rocks palette, and I absolutely love like the diamond changing colour kind of holographic look. Now this is the large palette. They did do a small one, and I was going to get the small one, and then I realised there were some shadows in this palette that I really wanted. So it comes with a massive mirror, comes with one of those. It has amazing names like Ambient Cream, Fizz, Roast, Lavender, like Asteroid, and these are the shadows. I absolutely love this palette. It's just so good. I really can't say anything bad about it. There are matte shadows, shimmer shadows. There's one like glitter shimmer shadow, but it's more shimmer. Like satin shadows that are less shimmer but more kind of creamy with a bit of shine, and I absolutely love this. So we've got some nudes, some blues and purples, and some pinks, greys and blacks there, and I think it's just amazing. Everything is in here, and the colour is great. They're really creamy, and there's not much I can say about it because it's so amazing. So yes, that's my most loved one, and yeah, it's most loved, least not that much used, but most loved because I absolutely love all the shades in it. So yes. Question 10, desert island. So what palette would I take to a desert island? Now I would take the Too Faced chocolate bar palette, and this is what it looks like, and these are the beautiful shadows in it. Now I wish you had smell-o-vision so you could smell it, but it smells like chocolate. Now I don't see anywhere that says do not eat. It probably says somewhere do not eat, but my reasoning for taking it to a desert island is because they have cocoa powder in them. Yes, that's like chocolate powder stuff. So I would, if I was in desperate need and I had this on a desert island, I would eat the shadows because they smell amazing. And not only that, you can apply them, and who knows, you might find a prince or something in the desert to take you away. But yes, if I was not stranded on a desert island, I would want this one more than any of them because at least it would smell nice to eat. So that's my reasoning for it. So my 2 extra questions. The first one, question 11, is what was the most expensive palette that I own basically, and it would be the MAC 15 pan palette, and this is the warm neutrals palette. Now I'm a cheap skate basically. I bought this fully done. You can't take the shadows out, well you can, but you have to like melt it and pop them through, and I didn't choose these shades, so that's another thing, but it's actually really cheap. It saves you 90 odd quid, £95, if you bought this then made your own, so that would mean you could buy this one and the Cool Time palette and still have money over. So yes, this is my most expensive. It's £65, so yeah, pretty expensive, but these shadows without a doubt are amazing. And for MAC eyeshadows, I don't actually own many singles. I have 2 normal little singles. I have an Extra Dimensions shadow which was discontinued, and I also have a mineralized eyeshadow. So I don't have that many eyeshadows from MAC, and this is a great palette to have. I absolutely love gold tones and bronzy tones, and this palette has loads of them. I mean, just look at them, they're so cute. And they have the one that I actually was going to get. I was going to get this, one of these shadows, which is the gold one, which is Amberlux, as well as all that glitters. So I'm pretty glad that it came with one of the shadows that I wanted, and they're all like golden bronze, and I absolutely love golden bronze at the moment, especially in the summer. So yes, it was my most expensive palette, but who cares, it was worth it. And finally, my cheapest palettes, and I'm not 100% sure how much one of the palettes was, but my cheapest palette for one is the Primark eyeshadow quad, and this was £2, as you can see. And they don't have names, but they're really nice eyeshadows, though you wouldn't know that they're shimmery unless you opened it up. So it comes with a mirror. It's very similar packaging to Bare Minerals quads, but there's really beautiful shadows, and this is only £2. And the second is the MUA palettes. I'm not 100% sure how much these cost, but I feel like they are cheapest ones that I have. And this one is the Undressed palette, which is a dupe to the Naked One palette. Not that I have the Naked One yet. But yes, they just look like this. They're really, really nice, super creamy and beautiful on the eye. So yes, this is another cheap one. And that is it for my perfect palette tag. I hope you guys enjoy this video. Let me know what your favourite palettes are, so that if any of them that I have, we can thumbs up on it. Or if you've got any others that I really need to try, so that would be great. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up if you did, subscribe if you're not, and leave a comment down below what you thought. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye!